We're
Breda.
we are here. We're back.
What's going on, man?
What's going on? I got enough light here. Let's see. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. It's been a while.
Let me make sure you can hear me.
Yeah, I had to turn on my volume too.
There you go. So what's good, man? What's new?
No school tomorrow. I know you don't deal with
Why? What's tomorrow?
Oh, it's a special holiday called Snowstorm going on over here. Special holiday you know nothing about.
Yeah, I mean, no. Listen, we get them. We just have we haven't had one in a while, but when we get it here, we get like an inch. They'll shut it down because we don't have the salt and the sand like y'all. So we get ice or anything like that.
Yeah.
They just shut it down to wrap. So and just let it. They had something called Snowmageddon here in Atlanta. I think it was before I got here.
Yeah.
I think it was in 15 or 14.
Right.
And it was 14, and they got hit by a huge snow apocalypse, and like all the cars were just trapped on the highway. It was a big deal. So since then they don't mess with the snow. There's no gutting to going to work, nothing like that.
What year did you say?
I think it was 2014. January 2014, just under 3 inches of snow and ice followed that crippled Metro Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
For all the older people, I remember the 2000 Super Bowl was here in Atlanta. I believe there was ice issues as well. They just don't have the sand and the salt.
Yeah.
There's no DOT that's going all night because that's commerce, bro. They got to make sure, well, unless they call it right now, but like 5 or less inches, commerce ain't gonna stop for some snow up there, right? Because they allocated funds for the salt, they allocated funds for the sand,
right.
And your black ass gonna go to work.
Yeah.
But if it's more than that, so let's see what's going on.
No, I thought. What you mean as far as the
snow? What's happening? What are you getting? Oh, you guys.
Right now it's raining. It's lightly raining right now. But they said it's going to start around 7, so it should be starting anytime soon. It's probably
4 to 8 inches.
It's probably what? Oh, you said 4 to 8.
4 to 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was saying, you remember that thing in Connecticut where there was so much snow that they ran out of space?
Mm-hmm.
They were putting the snow in parking lots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that like not every year, or was that like a special year?
That's a special year.
That was special?
That was a special year.
Yeah, that baby's special.
Mm-hmm.
That's no special, baby.
Yeah, man. So, you sent me something today.
I did.
I was very intrigued.
Okay.
The first one you sent me. The second one is good too. The second one is good. But the first one is Dilbert.
Dilbert. You talking about Dilbert?
Yeah, we're talking about Dilbert. Do you have I think I want to play the people the link. Can you bring the link up on your?
I'm gonna try to find it. Hang on, let's
yeah, try and find it. That's
I'm gonna try to find
lined it up.
All right, so let's go.
The whole Breakfast Club thing.
Well, I sent you the donkey of the day from Charlemagne, right? So
Charlemagne
gave him the donkey of the day.
So is it a video that he does? Can we play his video?
I'm trying to find his video. So yeah,
okay.
Let's see. Share. How do you share? I don't know. It says more settings. Yeah, no, that's not it. Scott Adams rant. So I have it here.
So as soon as
how do you share?
You hit present in the middle.
I don't have present. I got mic, cam, chat, more, and leave.
What?
Yeah.
What have you done wrong this time, bro?
You gotta find your
email me the link.
Yeah.
Email it to me and then I'll put it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Shouldn't be but a second, good people.
Yeah. So basically, well, here's another. So before I get to his link, let's talk about the survey that he referenced, right? So I want to talk about the survey he referenced.
Okay.
And I guess he was upset about the survey that talked about whiteness, right? So I want to find that specifically. Okay, let me send you this rant. Let's see the USA Today article. I'm gonna send it to your cell phone.
All right.
Yeah, it was biggest thing. So survey. So he says white people should get the hell away from black people.
Oh.
Okay. So let me ask you this. There was a Rasmussen survey of 1,000 American adults.
Okay.
That dealt with the phrase, "It's okay to be white." The Anti-Defamation League has deemed the phrase a hate slogan. So saying it's okay to be white, the Anti-Defamation League said that's a hate slogan. We could talk about that too if you'd like. 72% of the 1,000 American adults surveyed agreed with the statement that it's okay to be white, right? Even a majority of black people. So of black people, though, that it dropped down to 53. So 53% of black people took this poll and said it's okay to be white. The poll also found that 79% of respondents agree with the statement, black people can be racist too, including 66% of black people. So 66% of black folks think that black folks can be racist. However, 26% of the black respondents said it's not okay to be white, and 21% said they weren't sure. With a degree of amazement, Adams says, so this is what pissed off Adams. He goes, well, 47, he goes in his head, 47% of blacks not willing to say it's okay to be white. So that's what kind of prompted his sort of like cancelable offense, and I believe it was probably warranted. We can talk about that too.
Okay.
Basically getting dropped by everybody.
Right. So just to be clear, it's if people agreed with the statement, it's okay to be white. So some people think that it's not okay to be white.
Some people thought, that it's not okay to be white.
It's not okay to be white. Got it. Not that people.
Yeah, 26% of the black respondents. But see, here's the thing: it's 1,000 people with white people involved in it, right? So I don't even know. It doesn't say it was 1,000 black people that answered this. It said it was 1,000 people, American adults.
Right.
And then within that
of
1,000, they then took out that data the black respondents.
Right.
Right.
So 100% of the black respondents could have been 5 people.
It could have been 5 people. Like, what are black people? Like 12, 14% of the population?
Yeah.
So out of 1,000, it could have been anywhere from 120, 140 people if you did it by percent of population.
Right.
So still not really a big sample size. But Scott got into his feelings. And if you watch the video, Dwayne, it's funny. Like, he comes off
I want to see the video.
Real emotional.
Let me find the video.
He comes off real emotional, saying, yeah, this is not right. Black people hate white people.
We can talk about the video all day. Oh.
Not that.
All right, well, show me in a little while, babe. Show me in a little while.
No.
I don't need to see. Oh my God, I don't need to see it right now. Show me in a little while. You know what? I see that. That's amazing. Let me see. So his name's Scott what?
Scott Adams.
Scott Adams, racial remarks.
Yeah.
All right. Show me later, babe.
Here's one.
If nearly half of all blacks.
So I'm gonna send you the video.
According to this poll, not according
Wait, I might have it. Hold on.
according to this poll.
It's a 3-minute video. Give me a second. Let me.
That's a hate. And I don't want to have it.
So it's 2 minutes 53 seconds. I just sent it to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
You sent it to my email?
I sent it to your text. I can send it to your email.
Yeah, send it to my email. You know, as I'm doing the search, do you know that Elon Musk tweeted out support
The current way things are going.
He
for
did.
the Dilbert creator?
He did.
Yeah.
Elon's bugging.
I need to see. So let me just. So you sent it to me. You said.
I'm sending it to you right now.
Yeah, send it to the email because you know what, I can hear about this thing from other people and it can sound bad, but I need to make my own.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I need to make my own discernment of this of the statements and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you now. If I had the ability to share, I'd do it now, but I'm gonna send it to you right now. It's a 3-minute
Yeah, I don't know
video.
what's going on over there. Are you on the again? Like what's going on?
All right, I sent it to your email. So you said Elon Musk supported him?
So yeah, one of the links, it says Elon Musk tweets support for Dilbert creator after racist tirade.
Well,
All right,
Elon's been gaslighting. So Elon's been on this thing where he's been saying that the media is racist. So he says and I don't use his own word. He says the media is racist. He then goes on this. See, Elon's on this white male grievance. Like right now, you got a lot of people in the Twitter space, right? A lot of white folks feel like they are being discriminated against, like that they have racism being against them, like they have no power. So there's a lot. So I think Elon's kind of on that notion. I mean, shoot, if that's what y'all call like oppression, like sign me up for some white folk oppression, honestly. But for a long time, this is Elon again. For a very long time, U.S. media was racist against non-white people. Now they're racist against whites and Asians. Same thing happened with elite colleges and high schools in America. Maybe they can try not to be racist. And then somebody said something about Adam's comments. They weren't good. There you go. But there's an element of truth to this. It's complicated. Maybe we've leaned into identity with predictable results, and power today is complicated. We're on the right path with color blindness and need to return to it. And Elon Musk says exactly. So he wants to go back to color blindness. All right, so here's your boy, Scott Adams.
Right. So let's play this and see what he's talking about. Let's see if I can full screen this baby. And let's see what's going on.
Let's see what they're talking about.
If nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group, and I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population. Because unfortunately, there's high correlation between density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in neighborhoods. So Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I've been a racist. That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help black Americans if you're white. It's over. Don't even think it's worth trying. Totally not trying. And there we go. You didn't expect that today, did you? But those who don't want to focus on education, you just need to get away from them. Just get as much distance as you can. That's my recommendation. And I'm also really sick of seeing video after video of Black American non-Black citizens. I realize it's anecdotal, and it doesn't give me a full picture of what's happening. But every damn day, I look on social media, and there's some Black person beating the shit out of some white person. I'm kind of over it. I'm over it, right? So I quit.
Okay.
Night, and we'll take on Wednesday the.
So that's the first time you heard that.
Okay.
So that's the first time you heard that. I've been listening to this shit all day. It's the first time you heard it. The audience wants to hear your initial reaction. So go, because you're right now. It's the first time you heard it. The audience wants to hear you react to that in real time.
And a lot of times when people on YouTube say, this is a reaction, we're about to watch this reaction together. I've never watched this. Fuck no, they're lying. They've already seen the video. They've already gone over their initial response. This to me, yes, I heard somebody else repeat his comments. Not every word, but this was the first time I was seeing the video. And as I watched the video, as I do with any situation that I come in contact with, I try to put myself inside the person's shoes, which is difficult for a lot of people, but not that difficult for me. There was no way I could do that with this because his words were so clear and concise.
Yeah.
It wasn't maybe he meant this, or maybe he was coming from this perspective, or no. He pretty much was pretty clear and concise, which is how you should be when you're, delivering commentary. So I can say that I'm disappointed in the fact that he feels that way. It's very divisive.
Yeah.
It's racist.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no defending it. I don't, because I'm always the defender of people, but I just can't defend this.
It's pretty vicious.
It makes me feel like, Scott, you were always racist. It's just that now you have a reason to let everybody know who you really are. That's
what. Yeah.
I don't know.
Scott identified as transracial, Dwayne. You didn't hear a part. He identified as a Black man. He said.
Yeah, but then I also heard because that was a snippet, and I heard another snippet where he said something about he identified as Black because that was the winning team, quote, the winning team. That was, most beneficial to him.
Right.
Not because it was the right thing to do.
Not because it was the right thing. No.
As a human being, it's good to help people that, if you're in a higher position, it's good to help people that are maybe below you, in terms of status. No, none of that. Just it was more beneficial to him. So
just get the fuck away, is what he said too. That's pretty deliberate.
Yeah.
I saw
it's really irresponsible. The study was 1,000 people.
1,000 people. But not 1,000 Black people.
Not the United States.
No, it was the United
States. Even if it was the United States, it wouldn't be everybody. You can't do that.
But and here's the other thing. Here's the question I have, Dwayne, too. I'd be curious about Rasmussen. So if you ask, let's say it's 1,000 Black people. Let me ask you what you think. If you ask 1,000 Black people, is it okay to be of European descent and live? Just be a human of European descent.
Right.
how do you think that poll would of let's say you had 100 black people, how many of those people would say yes, that's fine?
Is it okay to be of European descent?
Yeah.
So I would guess that people take it differently. Meaning, me personally, I don't want to be of European descent. I want to be black. I'm proud to be black. So
no, but you're missing the point. Let me
no. Some people what I'm saying is some people will miss the point.
That's what I mean. Okay, so let me say it differently because
Go ahead.
Because when I look at that poll and like all those people say, I'm trying to give the participants of the poll maybe a little bit benefit of doubt. Now I could be missing it. Maybe they knew exactly what they're answering and they felt that way. And if they did, that's not like, I don't subscribe to that. I think every human being has intrinsic value, regardless of where you come from. You can't help how you were born. But whiteness in itself is still a bit of a made up sort of racial caste system in the United States, right? So, like, what's it mean to be white? What's it mean to be black, right? Like, when you think of whiteness itself as it is as a racial caste system in the United States, maybe that's how they were answering the question. Like,
maybe
it's not okay to have racial caste system. Like, maybe that's the benefit of doubt that I'm giving the folks that participated in the poll. I have to see exactly how those sort of like questions were asked. Now, if the question was, the thing is it okay to be white? And then you got some people that's like, some cast that's like real into like the politics, they're like, no, whiteness is a social construct. And we need to dismantle the white supremacy, and we need to make it where we're not divided by race and everyone has equal footing. Somebody had those views. Maybe they don't hate people in general. Maybe they hate the racial caste system. Maybe they would answer that in that way.
You're right.
I would have to see exactly how the questions were asked, because was we really feeling like they had total animosity towards a group of people that just happen to be, less melanated, that, come from European backgrounds. I don't know.
Right. But I would have to bet. I'd have to bet the bank on the fact that the question was simply put, as it is in the article, are you okay with the statement, is it okay to be white?
Right.
And I'm going to bet that some people took it one way, some people took it another way, and some people took it another way. And then they answered yes or no, because I'm sure it was in the section that said explain your answer.
No, it probably wasn't.
Right. There's no section that said explain your answer. It was yes or no.
Yeah.
And how you took the question is how you answered.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's losing pretty much, all of his strength, all of his, 60 some odd years old, right?
Yeah. How you feel about that? How you feel about him losing everything? Cancel culture. How you feel about it?
I'm okay with this guy who's a millionaire. There's
not making any more millions, because I'm sure he's straight.
Everything is nuanced, right? So I'm okay with this guy who's a millionaire who actually put on video with his name, and this was calculated too, Dwayne. This was calculated. This guy's too smart to know what was coming when he put out a video like that. So on this situation, because you and I both have talked about cancel culture, I think it's a case-by-case basis. Now, if you get some, like a couple years ago when I think it was Dante DiVincenzo, right? I think it's like some white basketball player from Villanova was cooking cats in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, the Bucks. He's on the Bucks now. He's very good. No, the Warriors. He's on the Warriors.
And that could be the wrong guy, but it was a white player for sure. And they brought up old tweets that when he was like 12, 15, cooking these niggas. Like, and they wanted to bring him up now. I'm against that. I'm also against maybe the 23-year-old blue-collar white guy who's in his car singing Nas King's Disease Part 3, and he's in his car by himself singing the N-word, and maybe a coworker hears him and wants to get him fired. Like, I'm against that too, because if he's in his personal car singing hip-hop, like, I would be. Now, a lot of people might not like me for saying that and might get upset with that, but that's just how I feel.
Good
I
work,
wouldn't want that guy fired. This guy, I don't feel sorry for this guy because it was calculated what he did. Go ahead.
No, stuff like this, the picture is a distraction, and it's definitely a calculated distraction.
Yeah.
He knew that this would be front page news. It's not like
correct.
He was on the phone to his boy, like, I can't believe 47% did this. You know what? I'm gonna be white. I'll talk to you later, Bob.
Yeah.
No, he put it on YouTube.
He knew what he did.
He knew this would be top.
He calculated it, and so yeah,
he's fine because he's financially secure for the rest of his life. His family's financially secure. He doesn't need Dilbert to run anymore. He's fine.
No, he's good.
Yeah,
he's good. I agree.
Yeah. So, but I don't agree with cancel culture though. But he
I
is
think
good.
well, if you agree,
You think
well,
there's a place? There's a place.
If you agree with this guy getting canceled, then you're more
exactly. So
basis.
I'm asking you.
What?
You agree with this guy
getting canceled? He set himself up. I agree. Yes. I'm
no,
all
you agree with cancel. I don't think he set himself up. You agree with cancel culture?
I agree that everything has a case-by-case basis.
So some people are okay to be canceled.
Yes.
Such as him?
Such as if you're let's say, such as if you're, say, a chancellor of a college and you're 45 years old and you're caught on video saying you hate Hispanic kids. You think they're stupid.
Is that cancel culture or is that you just getting fired, bro? Like, that's not cancel.
You shouldn't. No, I agree. No.
In
that situation, you should not only be fired, but you should be barred from being a counselor for a college forever because you have bad views. If you're like another example, if you're a 25-year-old blue-collar kid just making it out and you're caught singing the rap lyrics in your car by yourself and somebody wants to catch, I'm not for that. So I think it depends. Everything has nuance to it. There's some people that are pretty black and white for it. You seem pretty black and white against it. I say that there's case-by-case basis. There's got to be grace for some situations. Some situations there has to be grace. The grace you met out is the grace that you will receive. And the scorn and the way that you judge others and are just so quick to cut off and be so scornful and hateful will be the same sort of that we've given back to you. So you're pretty much a free speech absolutist, non-cancel culture absolutist, it seems.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that people are not getting fired if they do some dumb stuff. If you're the leader of a college and you're doing stuff bad against kids, of course you shouldn't work with kids anymore.
Correct. Exactly. You're going to be canceled. You're going to lose that job, and you're not going to get another job like that.
Right. This guy is a comic strip artist who said racial stuff about people.
Correct.
Should his comic strip be ripped off of all of the newspapers because he's a racist person?
I think going forward, there's not going to be any more of those comics. Right. Correct.
Yeah, but so for me, I don't agree with that simply because him being a racist person and a bad person in a lot of people's eyes, myself included, has nothing to do with the comic strip. It has
everything to do with the comic strip. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
It comes from his mind, Dwayne. It's all bad.
So now we're gonna
rotten apple and a rotten apple. It all rots, dude.
So now,
what are you talking about?
So now we're gonna go down 30 years of Dilbert comic strips to look deep within the mind of Scott.
No, we're not doing that anyway. But we're not going forward with Dilbert. Dilbert's done. He's gone. No more strips. It's over now. Finale.
Yeah, I'm not a cancel culture person, but apparently you are. I didn't know that.
What are you saying? So you want him to continue to write Dilbert, and you want Dilbert to continue to be in the newspaper?
It's what it's going to be because we're going to have freedom of speech. Okay, what it's going to be is people's choice. It's going to be people's choice.
Yeah.
To view his comic strip or whatever. Now the people at the heads of these newspapers are in charge of whatever, so they're making a decision if they don't like this. Yeah. So if they do that, then that's fine.
That's their choice too. Correct.
Right. It's their choice. It's people's choice. Right. So is Dilbert done, or is he going to be found in some obscure newspaper somewhere where maybe he's not?
The newspapers that are dropping their strip have the freedom to make those decisions. In this country, you have freedom of choice. He can say whatever the hell he wants. He can put out videos every day saying how much he hates black folk. Yeah. And he has the freedom to do it and upload it to Google's website called YouTube.
Right.
But he can do it, and he's not going to go to jail. He has freedom to do that. But what he also has is consequences of said action. For every action, there is a equal reaction. There's always gonna be. There's no such thing as no consequence. Every action you do has a consequence.
Right. So my next question is: let's say all of the newspapers cancel Dilbert except USA Today.
Okay.
Is it okay that people do a cancel culture on USA Today because they're not doing a cancel culture on? It seems like the court of public opinion is stronger than our freedom.
Yeah, but when was that never not the case, Dwayne? Everybody moves due to the public scoring. Everything we do is pretty much due to public scoring. The actions you take are basically based on like sometimes they be public scoring. Like you don't beat your kids in public because you might want to have public scoring. We're all sort of stuck in this symbiotic of society. And if USA Today decided to keep Dilbert, which would be their choice, then canceling would be the customers no longer buying USA Today, which would be their right. They're not canceling anything. They just choose not to partake of that particular form.
Right. So I have no problem beating my kids. So I don't care about no public scoring. The reason I don't do it in public is because it's illegal.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll get arrested. That's
but you're not getting canceled.
The court of public
opinion.
Canceling
me on my parenting skills.
Yeah, exactly. Listen. If my kid needs a smack in the mouth every once in so often, so be it.
That's another conversation.
And I do actually want to talk about parenting styles after we talk about our next topic. That was a great topic, by the way. But our next topic, Coach.
All right, I sent you the video.
Yes, you sent
Black folk on Twitter are pissed off.
Yeah,
and I don't agree with black folk. I got.
Oh, you don't agree with black folks, but you black, John.
Well, we just play the video. I think people got it in for Deion. This is boy Deion Sanders. He's talking about specific attributes that he's looking for particular positions.
All right. So let's see. He was on the Rich Eisen.
Yeah, I sent you a link too.
Did you send it in my email or my text?
I sent it to your email.
Oh, wow. That makes everything smoother. Let's see. Wait. Oh, okay. No. Okay. Let me share. You see it?
It's coming up. Yes. This is a clip. Yeah, this is a clip. Go ahead.
That's the one you sent me, right?
Yeah. This is a good clip. It's a short clip. Go ahead. Go.
Yeah. All right.
Different. Yeah. We want mother, father, dual parent.
Wait, let me start from the start.
Quarterbacks are different.
Yeah.
We want mother, father, dual parent.
Mm-hmm.
We want that kid to be 3-5 and up because he's got to be smart.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad decisions off the field at all,
mm-hmm.
because he has to be a leader of men. Like old linemen, I look for dual parent homes.
Right.
A strong father that they adhered to.
Right.
Smart kid, at least 3 and above. Lineman. Defensive lineman is totally opposite.
What do you mean?
Single mama. Trying to get it. He's on free lunch. I'm talking about just trying to make it. He's trying to rescue mama.
All right.
So he sort of kind of gave behind the scenes of how people are sort of judged and pigeonholed. Now, I will give people that, the people that are upset. And it sort of plays on a bit of a trope. If you think, though, in your mind that he was speaking specifically about specific races, basically what he said was his quarterback, which is the face of your franchise, the most important player in your team, he would like them to come from a 2-parent household. He said his offensive lineman, he would like them to come from 2-parent household with a strong father. Defensive lineman, I think this is the more controversial part. He wants them to be with a single mom, getting free lunch, trying to rescue mom, just trying to make it. Have that dog mentality. You hear that in football play. That dog, like, I'm going to die on this field because this is my outlet to get out of poverty and save my family. And that's what he's looking for a defensive lineman. And people got pretty upset. Half the people got pretty upset. There's not, like, a lot of people on social media are pretty upset about that comment. You know, the one thing I'll say is that for the folks that are saying, first of all, for a lot of people that fix it in their mouth to say that he's denigrating black women. And I will tell you that he never once mentioned black women. So if you, in your mind, say he's denigrating black women, then maybe you have low expectations for black women, because he never said that all black women mothers are single mamas. In fact, there are more white single mothers in this country than there are black single mothers by the number, by far, right?
So real quick, are black women single mamas and white women single mothers?
Yeah. So, are you talking about the vernacular that he used?
Yeah.
That's just how. Okay, that's a good question. That's a good point.
No, just how you said it. You like white people single mothers. I'm like, oh, because he said single mamas.
He said single mama, but that's how Dion talked.
Right.
That's just how his vernacular is.
Yeah.
I don't know that he would switch it up for the races. I can't speak for him. Maybe he does. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know that there were two black quarterbacks that were in this year's Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. You know what Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts both had in common? They both had strong black fathers in their family. So this notion that you can't get the high attributes from black families that people are saying this, that they're pretty upset about, then then what are you saying? Then are you saying that you can't find
those were the quarterbacks. He said he needs the
quarterbacks.
Yeah, he said he needs the two parents, so they were fine.
The two parents for the quarterbacks.
Right, and they were fine.
Yeah, with a strong father.
Yeah,
and that's what Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes both have.
Yeah, they both played for Coach Prime because they already had stuff in place.
Who's this?
The quarterbacks in the Super Bowl.
If they was playing for Coach Prime, yes, they would.
Yeah.
But and both of them got strong black fathers in their family. Mm-hmm. You know, Patrick Mahomes is biracial, but his father's black.
Right.
Jalen Hurts' father is a big part of his life. So, you know, I didn't take it like people like a lot of black people saying he was trying to denigrate black women or denigrate black kids. I didn't take it that way. Maybe I missed it. I mean, you heard that for the first time, for putting you on the spot. When you think about, so like your son, if he played football, would be somebody that he would look at for a quarterback. My son would. But like, does that, when you hear something like that, did you think of any tropes? Did you automatically in your mind think, okay, you're talking about black folks with these tropes? Like, how did you take that when you heard that?
I first thought it sounded funny. I thought that. So the first thing that popped up to my mind, I can clearly say, was not a white woman, single mother on free lunch. Their child is on free lunch. I didn't think of a white woman.
See?
I thought of a black woman. It's simple as that.
Is that Dion's fault or is that our fault?
That's not our fault. That's not Dion's fault. That's ingrained.
Yeah, okay.
That is how we've been programmed to think.
Yeah.
So that's not anybody's fault. That's like right here, as far as us or Dion. But he did say it, and that's what popped up into your mind. Do I have a problem with it? I really don't. As far as if he has a certain mentality that he wants for certain groups, then it is what it is. That's his recruiting style. And that's his personal choice. Every college and every coach is going to have their vision of the type of person that they want to play in a certain position. And who are we to say, oh, you're wrong, give this other person a chance? Well, that's not his preference. He's the coach.
So a lot of people hitting Dion personally because his son Shador, because he's got, and I only know he's got 2 kids with his first wife. I forget her name.
Yeah.
Dion Jr. and he had a daughter. I believe it's Deandra. Yeah. And then he had 3 kids with Pilar. Now I know Pilar's name because they had a reality show about 10 years ago that my wife loved. Like, it was Dion and Pilar, right? And then now he's with Tracy Edmonds. This is Deion Sanders, but he's got his son, who is the quarterback. I think it's Shador. Shador is a quarterback. He's got a daughter that's playing basketball at also at Colorado. A lot of people were hitting him though the fact that his kids came from a single parent home, meaning he had full custody of his kids
right
when he and Pilar like got divorced. So they're like, why are you saying this thing, but your kids are raised by a single parent, which speaks to a little bit. Maybe some people are trying to call him out for the hypocrisy, but I guess my point would be, if he found a kid that had a single mother, Hispanic mother, white woman, white mother, black mother, who was the best quarterback in the history of high school quarterbacks, he's gonna be trying to recruit that kid. I think he's trying to get that kid.
I agree.
But a lot of people were really, I don't know if you saw that or I don't know if you follow, college basketball. But a lot of people on Twitter were pretty upset, about those comments.
Yeah. So I saw people were upset at it. And I mean, at first listen, I understand, but when I think about it and I put myself in his shoes, why would you say something like that? Maybe you just want that type of mentality. Maybe you feel like that type of mentality as far as I'm the only way out for my family to make it out the hood. So I'm going to do whatever I need. Maybe he thinks that mentality as a defensive player is what translates the best on the field.
I think, in
his mind, that's what he thinks. Is it true? Who knows? But that's his thought. He's the coach.
That's his thoughts, yeah.
Yeah. He didn't say he wants the best white kid for the quarterback and the lowest black kid for the. He didn't say any of that. So I'm all set with him. He's all good with me.
All right, what do you got for us for today?
So I've been thinking about we can wrap up with this. Parenting styles. I saw something on YouTube. I don't know where it is. I don't have any clips for you, but it was speaking about comfort parenting.
Comfort parenting.
And how it's making for weak children.
Weak children. All right.
And I wanted to delve in a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Into our own styles of parenting. And if we see any comfort parenting, and if a more stricter form of parenting is good or bad for our children in terms of making them more successful in life. So when I say comfort parenting, I mean, if they want to do something, you let them do it. And then if they don't want to do it, okay, you don't have to do it. Do something else. And just basically like let them find their own way. Don't like keep them on a course. Just let them be free.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, kids need direction.
Kids need direction, but do they find their own direction? Do we give them direction? Like, how do you do as far as
you? Well, I guess it depends on what you're talking about, right? Like, the first thing I think for me, like, it's important that, like yesterday I had a 15-year-old daughter, and this is you have a daughter that's a teenager, mid-teen years too, right? And so it's like, I remember what it's like to be a 15-year-old boy. I was never a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I remember as a teenager all of the things that I only had a single mom. But I remember even then, though, like there was a lot of things that I needed a man to talk to, which I didn't have. That's fine. That's not the point, though. But there was a lot of things that I wanted to talk to my mother about that I didn't, because I knew that it would be met with like scorn or judgment or fire and brimstone type lectures. Not all the time, but sometimes. And so that's where I'm at in my mind now when you talk about parenting is being firm but not judgmental. And that's a line that I've been starting to straddle recently. Because you want to be in a position where you can give opinions, but like but like still be the person that if they have something to talk to, that you're still the first person that they do talk to about, right? And say, I hear what you're saying, validate what they're feeling, gently add maybe a little direction, maybe what you would recommend that they try to do, or what you think they should do, but like trying to be like authoritative. I think at this stage, I think it's more dangerous if they start talking to their friends and maybe not you. Now, does that mean you have to be permissive? I don't think it means you have to be permissive, but I do think it means that you have to sometimes listen more than you talk. Think about what you want to say and how it's going to come across. Continue to build trust, that bridge. But if something that just goes against what you believe, you also have to be firm with that too. Like, no, baby, that's not how we were raised. This is not how we live. Like, there are just non-negotiables as it relates to this household. Now, you may agree with certain things and may think that, but in this household, that just goes against kind of what we want to do, and this is why. But I love you and I appreciate, like, we talked about it, right? And tell me what you think. Like you know what I'm saying? Depending on whatever topic it is. That's the new journey that I'm on with a teenage, especially with a teenage daughter. I think it's very important that I keep, as her father, with a teenage daughter, I want to try to keep this line of communications as best I can, man. I just want her to always come to me first. I've never been like a hitter. We don't hit our kids. I know you're going to talk about that. Just plenty you talk about hitting your kids before. Just
I actually
our kids, it's funny. Our kids, the biggest thing that we found with our two, and it might be the same with it's probably the same with your kids, and you probably, if you, and a lot with, and any of you listening, it's probably true with all your kids. A lot of them really don't want to disappoint their parents. And so if I said to like any of them, like, I'm really disappointed, that could sting them. If I was, I'll say it. But if I say I'm really disappointed, that would sting them worse than any belt or boot or switch or whatever I can get, to be honest with you. So what are your thoughts?
So my thoughts are, I agree with a lot of what you're saying as far as you got to straddle that line with keeping the lines of communication open with your kids. And then at the same time, letting them know that certain things are not going to go in this household.
Yeah.
And it is a tough line to straddle. I feel as though as the generations go ahead in time, I feel like the parents get more and more looser.
You think so?
Yes.
Give me an example. Give me an example.
Yeah, because certain things that I find like okay for my kids to do, my mom or my aunt will look around and they say, "Oh, you let your kids do that?"
Oh yeah, got you. I got what you mean.
You know that da, and I'm just looking around like, no, they're fine. Like nothing's wrong. Like boom. My daughter, she's a gymnast, the little one, and she likes climbing on stuff. Right? She likes climbing on stuff. And I don't know, I'm sure there's a lot of parents like this back in the day. Kids are not supposed to climb on stuff. Me, I have no problem with my kids climbing on stuff.
Yeah.
I think my wife has a lot of that, like, don't climb on stuff, don't jump on stuff type stuff. Me, I'm really not like that.
Yeah. You wanted to explore.
So I think as the generations get like down the line, I think we just allow more and more. And I fear that there's gonna come a time where like kids are just like parents are just letting kids do whatever they want. I really
there was always that, Dwayne.
Because
there was always that. There was always that, man. When we were kids, it was like for real. But I had a single mom. She kept 4 kids in line. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Right.
I was 13, 14, 15, like 12. I was like 12, 13, 14, right? The new R-rated movie that came out, Freddy Krueger, right? I wanted to watch Freddy Krueger. 12, 13, 14. Hell no, my mom was letting us watch that in the house. An R-rated movie, you crazy? But other kids in the neighborhood was watching Freddy. It's always been that way. And they would watch with all the sex scenes and all the gore and they 12, 13, 14, and they got to do all that stuff. My mom was like, hell no. So,
where did you end up watching it?
When did I end up watching it?
Yeah, where did you end up watching it? Because I know you didn't wait like 4 years to.
Yeah, I probably didn't watch it. No, I promise you.
No way. You didn't wait
until college.
You didn't wait till you was 18 to watch any Freddy Krueger movies. You're lying, bro.
I probably didn't watch any of them until I was about 17, 18 in college with y'all, yeah.
All right. When you came in with us, you ain't never seen no Freddy Krueger.
The thing that I got away with that I hit my mom when I was 13, 14 is I had a Walkman. She couldn't control what was going on in that Walkman. I was listening to hip hop all day long. Some nasty stuff, like 14, you listen to some nasty shit.
Was
right?
NWA was popping back then? Oh my goodness.
What's that?
I said NWA back then? What was
NWA.
popping back then?
I listened to a little Poison Clan. I listened to NWA, all that stuff, man. You know, Ill Street Blues, Coogee Rap, selling drugs, sex, murder, mayhem. That stuff, you know, a lot of good stuff too, but that stuff was like, and so even with the music, right? With my daughter at 15, I pretty much have a good idea of what she listens to. I listen to half the stuff with her. I've taken her to concerts. I think I told you before, I think I mentioned it, she's really big into K-pop. Yeah. And she likes her, and she likes SZA. Some of that stuff is, you know, a little suggestive. Even this recent Beyonce album, which I love. But there's some suggestive lyrics in there that, you know, just you hope it's kind of going over her head. But she goes to high school. So there's really not much things going over her head at this point, based on all the things the kids talk about. But, yeah, I mean, parenting style, I think, is just trying to build trust, is I guess what I'm trying to say. That's pretty much long-winded.
I just think about
open communication and trust. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just think about back in the day where, because communication is important, but back in the day you just couldn't say certain things to your parents because that communication wasn't open. Yeah, it was just what they said. That's what it was. Yeah. You couldn't give like your perspective, and I always thought like if I'm a parent and I have kids, I'm gonna want to hear like where my child is coming from, and I always try to make sure to let them know that I am a safe space. Yeah. To, you know, give me your view. Now, am I gonna agree with your view all of the time? Probably not. But we can have a dialogue about it. Yeah. And I'll explain to you why my view is how it is. And you know, maybe one time you'll get lucky and convince me, like, you know what, you're right. I will let you do this, or I will let you do that. You know. Yeah. So that is the aim. Is that making for weaker children? I don't know. I feel like I turned out okay. So I don't know. I guess
it's funny. We can't. It's gonna be hard for our generation though too. Like think about all of the things that these kids had at an early age that we didn't have. I mean, they walk around with supercomputers in their pockets that can give them instantaneous answers. Remember, you was like, "Mom, this is you, little Dwayne, 8 years old. Mom, what's this? Why is that? Mom, what's that? Why is that work over there?" Now that they ask me, "Dad, what's this?" I don't know. Let's go to Google together. Like, yeah, they had to deal with social media and the trappings of that. Technology has exploded. I know you and I talked about GPT already. I'm not really a big fan of it, and then you were. There's a big issue right now, Dwayne, with GPT in the high schools. Oh, yeah. A lot of kids are, using GPT to do their assignments. Yeah. So that's a real big problem. I think that's going to have a severe brain drain on our kids if they're not doing the work and walking the walk, just asking a computer for answers. And the computer's just gonna be self-aware and be like, I don't need y'all anymore, like, and just Skynet us.
You know Skynet's coming. Skynet for sure is coming. To end off with the Chat GPT and the AI thing in general. I'm writing a children's book. Okay. Me and Chat GPT. I'm writing a children's book. Okay. And there's this other thing called Midjourney. I don't know if you've ever heard of Midjourney. No. So Midjourney is art's version of GPT, Chat GPT. So in Midjourney, you can say, draw me a Black woman eating a piece of cake.
I think I
And
saw
it will-
that. I think I
Yeah,
saw
it
this.
will immediately give you a picture of a black woman eating a piece of cake.
Mm-hmm.
So I have created a book using AI art and Chat GPT. Now, so this is what I found out,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll leave you guys to enjoy the rest of your nights. I found out that yes, you can go to Chat GPT and say, write me a book. You can go to Midjourney and say, for every chapter, let's say the first chapter says the black girl's walking over the bridge. You can go to Midjourney and say, give me a picture of a black girl walking over a bridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that. You can build the book like that. But what I found is that when I asked ChatGPT to do this, I changed about 80% of the story. And what it did was it like ignited my creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Because it gave me the story and I saw the structure and I'm like, oh, okay. But I didn't like this and I didn't like that. And I wanted to add this. And I changed most of the story. And with the pictures, it wasn't giving me exactly what I wanted. So I had to change certain things in the pictures too. So when I put the book out, and I should have it done by next week. And I plan to make lots of money off of it. Fingers crossed. But I'm going to say that, you know, I'm not going to lie and say I wrote it solely, I illustrated it solely. I'm going to say with assistance from artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, and Midjourney. But I want people to know, because I know a lot of artists out there feel as though, and rightfully so, that AI art is coming for their jobs. This is something that if I wanted an artist to illustrate my storybook, this is taking money out of their pocket. I can just go to this program and tell it to do it right there. So
Maybe. We'll see.
no, oh, definitely, bro. Definitely. There's people that, like, normally I would have somebody pay to do the illustrations and they would charge me what, $500, $1,000. I don't need them anymore. Well, I understand that, but I also feel as though AI art is the next new medium, just like digital art was. People were saying, "Oh no, real artists use, you know, pen and paper or paint and oils," and then the new artists were like, "No, we can just do this on Photoshop." Well, okay, now it's AI art, and there's going to be a whole nother set of artists that are coming in
We'll
that
see.
have to be accepted. So it's the future, man. It is what it is.
Well, it's going to be the end of. It's going to be a weird future. We'll see. You talking about any artist? You're talking about motorized trucks. You know, driving goods where you could be a high school dropout man. You know, making probably like 75 to 80 grand doing that job. You take that away from people. You take away their ability to. They got some of these AIs that can sing like Whitney Houston.
Everything.
It's gonna be a catastrophe for society.
No. It's not going to be a catastrophe. Only if we're not ready for it, my man.
If we're not ready for it.
Only if we're not ready for it.
We're not
so
ready.
We got to be prepared. We got to get our children prepared.
We're not ready for it, Dwayne, because we're in a capitalist society and everyone has to sort of work to eat. If you have a place where a ChatGPT, to your point, could make art, like that art should generate revenue from you, right?
Okay.
And you shouldn't be able to just say that I'm going to be able to generate art and then like just get it for free and then just make money off without investing any money, right? But let's say that you had to pay the same fee that you would pay a human to pay ChatGPT to do that, and they did it, and you pay the fee. Then that money should then be dispersed back out into the greater society as like UBI. It shouldn't just be all getting sucked up by like the developers of ChatGPT where they just hoard money and then then they make automated trucks and then that all goes to Elon Musk and Google and then they hoard money. And if there's no UBI or a way to spread that around, you're going to have to collapse the society.
So I do agree. I do agree that some funds should be dispersed back into artists whose art is used to create these models that
not the artists,
the AI learns off.
The general population. You
No,
can't
the
continue
general
to have
population. What?
everyone, dude.
Yeah, what you mean?
All right, I'm
It's
at
about
3.
artists.
We're going to talk about this further. We're going to
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
the collapse of society and AI's role in it. I'm at 3% of my computer.
Got it.
And we're an hour in. But this is going to
right.
pick up on. I just think this. I think we got to slow down. I think we do need to slow down
Right.
on this AI automation a bit.
Yeah.
We already have record hoarding of resources. 1%, I think, of the population has like 80% of the money.
Yeah.
Something to that effect.
Yeah.
It's gonna cause just tremendous strain on the society, to where you're gonna have the peasants, the everyday everybody, just rising up and just burning it all down. If they're not unable to feed their kids or keep a roof over their kids' heads and they just see it's just hoarded by the top. And then the creators of this Chat GPT, you think they spit out some art for you for your book, they're going to charge you a fee, and then they keep it all. And they're going to charge the next author a fee, and charge another author a fee, and then they keep it all. It's just continued hoarding of resources. Not good for society as a whole.
Yeah, in a rudimentary way, yeah, that's how it's gonna work. But we'll definitely get into it next week, man.
Fair enough. And it's good.
Right.
I'm good to be back with you, brother.
Definitely.
Chess Moves Podcast. Please, everyone, give us a like, a thumbs up, share. Appreciate all you guys listening. Hope you enjoy our content. If you disagree or agree, love the comments. We're Chess Moves on IG. Is that right, Dwayne? Correct me. Hold me accountable.
I'm putting it on there right now. Let's see. Is it on the screen? Is it on the screen?
Yeah, it's on the screen.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
All
All
right.
right, Dwayne. Enjoy yourself. Tell the beautiful wife of yours I said what's up, and I will talk to you next week.
You do the same, man. Tell your family I said what up.
All right, sure will. Peace, everyone.
All right. Peace, y'all. Peace.